I walk into them and I go, Flower Square. And then people just stop. She goes, well, okay, now that I got you, let's talk. But now we're doing the Square Biz podcast. Are you ready? This is Aaron Boyce with the Square Biz podcast here at Flower Square, 2251 Florin Road. We are the destination for all things in South Sacramento and beyond. So I'm here at the Black Expo to talk to people about their experiences, about what they do, what they want to do, and what they're going to do. This is what we're going to do. And right now we have coming up Mr. Tracy. I forgot his last name, but anyway, his name is Tracy. He was Crowder's Variety Store, and that's a cut. I'm standing here with Tracy, I forgot your last name.
Shaw.
Tracy Shaw, yes. He's with Crowder's Variety Store at Flower Square. I'm glad that you're here.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So, what brings you to the Black Expo?
Well, my wife and I wanted to be here yesterday, but of course we were working at Crowder's Variety Store at 2251 Florin Square.
Okay.
So we want to come down there and support, black-owned businesses and just see what's here.
Oh, so you know that we are all contractually obligated to always say 2251 Florin Road. Am I right? We gotta say that, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't say your suite number.
My suite number is 151. If you come in the front door, we are the last business down the left hallway on the right. If you come in the back on the side, we're the first business on the left. Suite 151, right across from the Sojourner Truth Museum.
Okay, so now you told me why you felt it's important for you to come here to the Black Expo. Can you tell me why it's equally important for people to come to Flower Square and ultimately Crowder's?
Crowder's is just one component of what I think is a beautiful but big and important movement, and that is that there's 20 plus black-owned businesses other than Crowder's at 2251 Florin Square. So, it's utterly important that you come to Crowder's because, we're actually a growing business. We just opened back in November, and, we're trying to get the revenues up to the point where we can afford to continue to hire. We just brought on a couple new employees, so our existence kind of depends on patronage from the community. So it's important.
And I got to tell you something. Obviously, I've been to Crowder's. I am the marketing director of the building, so I guess I'm contractually obligated to go there too, right?
Right.
But it's more than that. What I love about your store is that you never know what you might find. Everything that person might need just might be there. How is it that you adopted that business model to be there at Flower Square?
Sure. So, the story of Crowder's is a long one, but to just kind of bring it to answer your question. So, we always wanted to be that general store that offers a variety of products to the public at a competitive price. And so, not unlike a dollar store or a Walmart or Target, where you can go in there and you never know what you're going to find. There might be deals, there might be things that are discontinued that, you can only get for a short period of time, but it's at an excellent price. So we're trying to cover some of those, maybe all of those bases within the Crowder model, but stay consistent we're consistently carrying a variety of products.
So here's where I always give one last thing. So, okay, sir, go for it. One last thing.
One last thing. Please, don't be a stranger. Come down to Crowder's at 2251 Florin Road, Suite 151. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thank you for your patience.
And that is Aaron Boyce with the Square Biz podcast here at the Black Expo, signing out. I'm here with Stephen Webb. What can I say? This is the Stephen Webb. I don't even know what Stephen T. Webb. What does the T stand for? You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it, okay? Okay, because if I ask him what the T stands for, he's going to say something motivational and something that's really going to make you go, wow. I didn't think about that. Because that's what Stephen T. Webb does, I do. So, very glad that you're here, okay? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do. And don't talk so much, okay? This guy, he talks He's doing more than I do, okay?
Just announce it. I don't get the amount. All right. I'm Stephen T. Webb. I'm with Keller Williams Realty Company. I'm also a part of the Sacramento Association of Realtors. I've been in this business for 27 years, helping people make dreams come true. I would like to make your dreams come true also. Let me give you the opportunity, and I make sure that we can get you into a home also.
Okay, do you see what I mean? Okay, you see what I mean? Okay, Mr. Stephen T. Webb. So, how did you get into real estate?
Well, if you want to get into real estate, you probably want to come to one of our classes that we've...
No, we ain't going there. How did you get into real estate? Okay.
I got into real estate because I saw an opportunity to find out how to do investments and get into home ownership. I wanted to be part of that. So what did I do? I learned the skills that needed to be done. I took my test. I went through college. I did all the basic prerequisites I needed to do to be successful.
Now, okay, so let me talk about his success. I want to talk about his success, but also I want to talk to you about the fact that you're a community person too. But we'll talk about that later. But let's talk about your success. Now, you've been in real estate for how many years?
27 years.
So 27 years. In case you don't know, in that 27 years, there has been upturns, and downturns. In fact, real estate hit rock bottom, and yet you're still doing it.
That's right, because you have to learn how to go the ups and downs of real estate. That's the cycle. But if you're prepared for the worst, you'll definitely be ready for the rise of the greatness.
Yeah, and he needs to put that on his book or something, you know what I mean? Because that's why I come to Stephen, just to get motivated, you know what I mean? Just to be motivated. So, but as for community, you've also been past president of the NAACP.
That is correct. I was the past president of NAACP up to 2017 for 3 years. And it was also a rewarding opportunity. We were able to move the local chapter forward. We did some great things for it, and I'm glad that the NAACP is still an active part of everyone's particular repertoire today.
So do you see a sort of marriage between what you're doing with the NAACP and what you're doing here as a real estate professional in terms of helping our people?
Yes, I do, because what we have to realize, one of the charges that I have is to put 2.5 million people in the next 5 years, African Americans and people of color, into homes. But you got to know how to do that. So we're encouraging you to come to our seminars, our various different people that are here to help you make sure that you have the tools that you need to get into a home.
All right, so he said to come to our seminars. How do we do that?
Well, you can come today at the Black Expo. Our seminar today is at 2 o'clock. We talk about home ownership. We give you the basic tools of what you're going to need at that time. It's over at 3 o'clock today at California State University, Sacramento, better known as Sac State for those that are old school.
And you know, Stephen, I'm very happy to know that we can come today. That's very nice. Unfortunately, my audience won't be happy because this will not be aired until after today. So if they missed it, and they will, where can they come to see you then?
You can see me at 81, I'm sorry, let me give you that correct address, at 4080 Truxell Road, there at Natomas, California. I also have my colleague, Miss Vera Johnson, and she is at our Elk Grove office, which is 9250 Laguna Springs Drive. Anyway, she is indulging in some wonderful food right now, cannot talk. But we have teamed up. You can also go to the Sacramento Association of Realtors, which I'm a part of at that point in time, and we're guaranteed to make sure that you get what you need to do to get into a home.
So I hear rumor, and it's just a rumor, of course, but I hear rumor that the Sacramento Association of Realtors and Stephen T. Webb will be doing a real estate workshop at Flower Square.
Yes, I did hear that also, and I'm just ready to get together with Mr. Boyce so I can make sure I get the times together and everything else, and we're looking forward to being at that particular event to show those that are in that community how to get into a home.
Okay, so in our podcast, the Square Biz podcast, we got something called One More Thing. So, sir, give us one more thing.
Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best.
And this is Aaron Boyce with Square Biz saying, peace out.
Peace out.
Oh, but of course. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. There's a author over there. He has several books, and I'm an author myself, so I always want to support my brethren. Okay. Of course. Let's see if he'll talk to us. Okay. Let's go. We spoke a little bit yesterday, right? And you an author of 327 books. No.
I got about 15 novels out there. Yeah. Yes. This is an action thriller series called Black Widow and the Sandman. And it's basically the Black Widow is a genetics engineer, chemist, genius, assassin female. And the Sandman is a military trained black ops, know all the secrets, badass assassin.
Well, anybody who's a fan of horror shows knows what the Sandman is.
Oh yes. So there's a different reason why he's the Sandman than most people think. So you have to read it and find out. But this is the first book in this series. There's two others, and the movie scripts are written for it, so it's out there being circulated, and hopefully it'll get to the screen pretty soon. And it's got all the action and intrigue and high tech, and it's global. It's not just a local story. It's full of action. And this one is my newest novel. It's Good Against Evil. This is when the ancient evil got woken up millions of years ago, and it comes into modern day California, where there's before the evil, there's an ancient good that's been resurrected to come and fight her, but only got 3 days to get across country to come and stop her. So it's full of intrigue and action and drama, and the scripts is being written for this one as well. So try to
15 books. Now, any of these books like a series? Maybe you got so you got like maybe one character that goes through all the books.
Well, this one is a series. This is an ongoing series, like James Bond. It'll be every few years a new one's coming out. Where there's 3 out. There's 2 other ones. The second book is called Hell Hath No Fury. It takes place in California and the rainforest in Brazil. And the third book is called Dark Geisha. It takes place in California, South Korea, and Japan. It's all international, and it's ongoing. The characters you get to know, love them, hate them, and there's intrigue. It deals with a lot of high tech, a lot of drama, a lot of action.
Last question. Where can we find this stuff? Where can we find these wonderful books?
It's on the normal places. You might find some Barnes & Noble. It's online everywhere, of course. Barnes & Noble, Amazon. My social media, I have some stuff available on my site. But it's pretty much anywhere you go, you can find them.
Okay. And we always got, every interview we do, we got this thing called One Last Thing. So give us one last thing.
Actually, besides the writing, I like to do writers' workshops for aspiring writers that want to learn the process. People who want to know, how do I get started? How does the industry work? Because those things I needed to know. When I wrote my first book, I didn't know anything. I did it all on my own. I was self-taught. So I said if I was ever blessed enough to get a book deal, I wanted to make it easier for the people behind me. So I do work with at-risk kids, youth, anybody groups, organizations that want to have an event. I'm there. I love it.
This is him. Okay. I'm gonna hold one of these books, okay? Cliff L. Alcott. We won't ask him what the L stands for.
I'll leave it to your imagination.
Okay. This is one of 15 books. When is the 16th book coming out?
I'm about halfway through with it right now. It should be around Christmas time.
All right.
That's my goal.
Aaron Boyce with Square Biz podcast, and we're out. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be standing right here next to one of the celebrities of Sacramento. She may not think so, but oh my God, she's been with the Sacramento Observer for 20 years. This is Genoa Barrow. And what I did not know, I know now, is that she is an author of a book called Daddy Issues. And it says here, Black Women Speaking Truth and Healing Wounds. And I sure want to know more about that. Thank you for allowing me to speak with you today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so can you tell us about your background?
Yeah, as you said, I work for the Sacramento Observer. I have worked for the Observer for the last 20 years. I am the senior staff writer and calendar of events editor. And so as the local black newspaper, we cover issues of concern to the black community. And as calendar editor, I coordinate the calendar of events, people showcasing events such as Black Expo, letting folks, the community know to come and support, the events that they have going on in the community.
So, before we move on to what we came here to talk about, if you tell you have the event calendar, how does somebody who says, "Oh my God, I got really cool things," how do they contact you?
We do have a submissions policy, but basically, because we're a weekly newspaper, give us 3 weeks notice, but you can email me at events@sacobserver.com, events@sacobserver.com.
Wonderful. And so now, getting back to daddy issues, and who doesn't have daddy issues? I mean, it's funny because I didn't even have a daddy that I knew of.
Yeah.
And that created a whole bunch of daddy issues for me. Okay,
Exactly.
So how did you get the idea to write this book, and reading it, what would we find in these pages?
Well, actually, it's funny. I showed Barry the other day, Barry Axius. He and some others, Les Simmons, who has a booth right here, he's running for city council. They had an event, and it was called Unprotected last year, and it was in the wake of the killing of a young girl in the Bay Area when someone unexpectedly slit her throat. And so they had a session called Unprotected, and it was about the different ways that black women feel unprotected, sometimes even from, black men. And so I was covering that as a story for the Observer, and a young lady stood up. They had an exercise for participants, and they asked us to fill in truth is ... and we were to finish that, what that truth, whatever truth you want to share. And a young woman stood up and shared that she had been sexually assaulted, and no one believed her, not even her own mother, because of some past promiscuity on her part. And she said, she shared that, which was enough, and there wasn't a dry eye in the room. But her truth was ... I wish my father was still in my life. And so that just, as a mother, that weighed on me. And having my own, never having met my own father. And so by the time I got home from South Sacramento Christian Center, where Les Simmons is the pastor, from that time to going home, I was like, there has to be something, that we can do to share. There are folks that are broken, and so how can we start putting those pieces back together? And so by the time I got home, the idea for Daddy Issues was born.
And so, if someone were to, when someone picks up this book,
okay,
and reads it,
okay,
what will they learn?
Okay, well, the title of the book is Daddy Issues, Black Women Speaking Truth and Healing Wounds, and it features stories by myself and 14 other ladies from Sacramento and beyond, and they're sharing their experiences. Women from different walks of life, different age groups, different socioeconomic status, but I think it's because the topic is so universal, and it has reached, it's an issue in the black community. And I will say, I want to clear up the misconception perception that it's about male bashing, because it really isn't. That's the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do with daddy issues. It really is. It's a wound that impacts the African American community and has for a long time. So I say it's time to rip the Band-Aid off and let it heal, and that's what it's about. So anyone who would come and pick up the book, please do, would learn that you're not alone. You know, if you're dealing with issues, that there is healing.
Yes.
Healing is possible.
So, is this book for both men and women?
Yeah, I would say so, because, like I said, it's something that impacts us all, right? And so I would hope that men could get something out of it. I mean, I've had men come up and say, hey, you know, I am, you know, here. And it's like, I am a good dad. And that's good to highlight, too. And so I always say, imagine what you're doing for your children and what they get out of that. Now imagine a child that doesn't have that.
Yes. So where can we find this?
You can email me, but we're also on Daddy Issues Anthology at gmail.com. We're also on Amazon.com. We've also been in Underground Books here in town, which is a great local black bookstore. And one of our contributors, Dana Maisha, she has All Things Literacy and more, I believe, in the Florence Square.
Florence Square, absolutely.
That's right. She's awesome. And so the book has been in there as well. She has an awesome piece about having her father was present, but he was dealing with some drug addiction at one point, and how that impacted her and her life.
So here's a question. Have you ever done a book signing at Florence Square?
No, I'm just waiting on the invitation.
So the invitation is here.
Okay.
We just got to make it happen, okay? Just got to make it happen, okay? So here we go. We are doing a little segment called One Last Thing. So give us one last thing.
Buy the book. We're also thinking of doing a volume 2. It is like letters, writing letters to your dad. If you had a chance to write a letter to your dad, so you can submit or just email me for submission guidelines. Daddy Issues Anthology at gmail.com. I'll give you all the information.
Wonderful. And this is Aaron Boyce with Square Biz Podcast, signing off.
Your bachelor's degree as well as a teaching credential.
Thank you.
Please contact me because I want to make sure that we get some of the targets.
So, one of my oldest and dearest friends, I met her, I want to say a good maybe 25 years ago. Once upon a time, there was a building called Florence Mall, and it was on Florence Road and Stockton Boulevard. And Florence Mall had, a lot of retailers and vendors and people coming from all across the land just to come to Florence Mall. And then one time the powers that be said, we're going to tear it down, leaving a lot of great businesses stranded. And so Betty Davis of Culture Collection is one of these businesses that had to find a new home. And she did. I mean, 25 years later, I have no idea how long she's been in business, but 25 years later, she's still thriving, she's still kicking, she's still doing her thing, you know? So that's a good thing. I'm not gonna talk about you until you're ready to talk to me, okay? And of course, with her husband Lee, you guys been married for how long?
50 years. 50 years, 50.
50 years. 50 years. Okay. Congratulations. You need to do a seminar on how to do that, okay? Because you're good, okay? Is it because he says, yes, dear?
That helps. That helps a lot.
So how long have you been doing Culture Collection?
Probably since 1986. And out of my home in 1986, and then we went into Florence Mall in 1992. And we have been doing it ever since in various different ways. We've had a couple of different retail locations in Sacramento, and now we are still in South Sacramento off of Luther Drive at 6965 Luther Drive, Suite 3. Been there for a couple of years. And we have a variety of different things. We sell clothes, we sell art, we sell collectibles, we sell jewelry, Greek fraternity items for sororities, fraternities, Masons, OES, and wedding items for people who are getting married. We got jump in the brooms. We have.
So let me ask you this: what would you say is the most unique or exciting thing that they can find in Culture Collection at Luther Drive right now?
It's a good question.
I try.
My goodness, that's a good question. I would say we have African American baby book, which I think is very unique because you don't see those very much anymore. So we have baby books. We have we have Black Bibles, African American Bibles. We have the wedding items, which I think are very unique, including the group, the cake toppers with the African American bride and groom.
That's always nice. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, those are hard to find.
No one wants to see Becky and Ken.
Yes.
On your wedding. Right?
That's right. That's right.
On your wedding cake.
Yes, and we also represent history in selling Buffalo Soldier caps and shirts, Tuskegee Airmen caps and shirts, and Negro League caps and shirts. So we're mostly trying to represent things that people don't see everywhere. And there's, and give you a choice, because you can pick this or this and you still have an African American item. So it's not like, some stores where they have one choice. We have lots of choices. So
in business since 1986, and people ask you this question, and you might well let them know what has been the overall secret of your success. Of course, I know belief in God. Beyond belief in God, which is everything, what else?
I think having a very good husband that has my back and has been there for me in every way that I can think of. He's always been very supportive of me. My kids have been very supportive. My family supportive. My sister's here. She helped me out this morning because I had to, I had some other activity I had to do this morning. So it's my sister Patricia Dawson, and she is a blessing to me. She's really been helping me a lot. And I think we've had some wonderful customers who have always been very supportive of us and want to see us succeed. And in that, I think we've inspired other businesses to get started. And people have asked me about starting their own business. And a lot of people I see now are in their own businesses, which I really love seeing. And I think that's pretty much it.
So what we don't talk about much, and please, is about your father. And did you want to mention that? Because that's something that I did not know.
Yeah, well, my father was one of the original Tuskegee Airmen fighter pilots, and he was involved in World War II and had a struggle trying to get into that particular program, but he made it, and he, got the Congressional Medal of Honor from President Bush, and kind of, we picked it up for him because he'd already passed away by then. But he got the, I think it was a Medal of Honor from, for fighting some kind of, he did some kind of little war thing. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I do a lot of speaking around town, especially doing Black History Month to schools and things about the Tuskegee Airmen, events that happened, and because we're trying to make sure the legacy stays alive and people know who they were.
And I know you spoke of Florin Square, so thank you very much. Quickly, how can people find you?
Well, we have a website, www.culturecollection.com, and I'm handing out information, little flyers about where we are. We also are, you can find us through Google, the social media. And we are part of the African American marketplace, which I think is a wonderful, wonderful event. And I know that you're really helping them get noticed and on the map. So it's a wonderful organization for people starting out businesses. And I, wish that, I always want that to be successful, and I try to spread that word all the time.
All right, real quick. We always got this last thing called One Last Thing. Give us one last thing.
I want to see all Black businesses succeed and be successful, because we are a wonderful race of people and we have lots to offer the community. So I just want to see everybody be successful.
All right.
Thank you so much, Aaron.
Thank you.
Good work. You're doing a great job over there.
Hold on, can you say that again?
You're doing a great job at Florin Square. Keep up the good work.
And this is Aaron Boyce with Square Biz Podcast, signing off. Thank you. I am with Olivia Williams?
Olivia Reed.
Olivia Reed, which is close to Williams, okay? And she would live with nature, which is something that we all need to do, right?
Yes.
Right? And I'm assuming, hold on, say that again.
When you respect nature, nature will respect you.
See, now that's very interesting, because I don't eat shark. And do you know why I don't eat shark?
Why not?
Because I figure when I go swimming, shark won't eat me.
Oh, see?
It's that same respect nature thing, you see me? See? And a lot of the sharks know that?
Yes.
because they can sense what's in my body.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's why they stay away.
That's why they stay away. I'm born and raised in New York City. I used to swim in the ocean, okay? I swim in the ocean, and I'm still here. So it must work.
Exactly.
So can you tell us more about Live with Nature, please?
Live with Nature is made with handmade, all-natural products. I started off as a hair company, so I have my all-natural shampoo, conditioner, flaxseed gel, and everything is preservative-free, no chemicals, no fluoride, sulfate, anything like that. So with fresh fruit, and then I expanded. So I do facial care, I do a honey glow clay mask and a sugar scrub, and then I expanded also to a charcoal peppermint toothpaste that is actually my top seller. It is, of course, fluoride-free, made with spring water. And I also have a mouthwash to go with it. And then I also have a household cleaner, so a lemon-infused household cleaner. Okay. It can clean any house or any room in the house, ranging from the kitchen to the bathroom to the floors to the walls.
Now, is this stuff already pre-mixed and everything?
No. So I actually infuse lemon peels with vinegar, and that's how I make it. And it takes about 4 weeks to make. So I'm constantly brewing it in my house.
So it takes 4 weeks to make, so it's kind of like fermenting?
Yeah, in a sense, yes. It's like infusing. It's basically kind of like it's a natural chemical.
So not that I would, but can someone drink this?
Yeah, actually, people call it janky lemonade because it's everything I make is all edible. But how I do not promote that. That is, I'm not a type of anything like that. But because it's made with natural ingredients, you can ingest it.
So we will call this a cleaner, and then whatever you decide to do with it, it's up to you. Okay. So now, so you make all this stuff?
Everything in my kitchen.
Okay, so now I got a real question. It's a real question. I know how you're all interested in all this stuff. Why should I be interested in all this stuff?
Well, you know, what you feed in your body actually comes out, and so why would you not want to take care of your body? Your body is a temple, and so when you're benefiting from all natural ingredients because you're not feeding it any toxins, poisons, and your whole body is healthier. You get sick less. It promotes health, your mental capacity, energy, everything. So that's why you should always, even if you don't use my products, try to use all natural products as much as you can. It really take care of your body because it will really save you.
Okay. What she meant to say is you need to use her products, okay? That's what she meant to say. So now here's the next part of my question, and it's still the same thing. We come from a community who loves McDonald's French fries and hamburgers and fried chicken and all that stuff, and now you're going to tell them about your body? How does that how does that compute? And does your audience come from people who are eating McDonald's and all that kind of stuff, or are you from that esoteric vegan community? Right. I don't know.
So my audience is, honestly, I target whoever is interested in living the all-natural lifestyle. Even if you eat McDonald's French fries, that doesn't mean you can't benefit from my products. Also, my products are vegan, so since they are plant-based, it definitely caters to the whole vegan or plant-based community.
All right, so now, again, tell us, where can we find this stuff?
So I'm a frequent vendor at the African Marketplace every first and third Saturday.
At Flower Square, mind you?
At Flower Square, exactly. Or you can always catch me online at www.livewithnature.com.
Okay, so fantastic. And here on the Square Biz podcast, we always have something called One Last Thing. Okay. So what I want you to do is I'm going to come over here. Okay? I'm going to come over here. Okay. Come over here. And I want you to tell us one last thing.
One last thing is when you respect nature, nature will truly respect you. So.
Wait, hold on. She already said that. You got to come up with something else. So, come on now. Come up with something else. Come on.
The last thing is you will. Once you try my chocolate peppermint toothpaste, you will not be disappointed.
I like that. Thank you. This is Aaron Boyce for Square Biz. Don't be cut off yet. Aaron Boyce for Square Biz. Peace out.
Thank you.
That's funny. I just happened to see one of my friends there, and I say friends, I just met her maybe a month ago or so, but honestly, she has my heart. I met her at the Tracy Stafford event. She's running for California State Assembly, so March 3rd, you want to vote for Tracy Stafford.
I don't have
But this is
any
Miss Mercedes Parker.
I just started a new job.
And she's with Marconi Learning
know if I can get into
Academy.
or not.
And how I know that
Can you help
is
me?
because I wanted her to work with Florence Square, and she's too busy. But as you know, it's always the ones who are doing something that are always so busy. So here she is, Miss Mercedes Parker. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
No, do not be grabbing my mic. Everybody want to grab my mic, okay? You know what I mean? Okay. So,
your family or your friend.
tell me a little bit about you.
Excellent credit. So my name is Mercedes. I'm a Howard University graduate, class of 2015. I majored in economics and African American studies, and I minored in community development. I am now a community liaison with Marconi Learning Academy. We are a public charter high school. We work with students aged 14 to 24, and our program is all about making education accessible to students that need it. So we are 100% free. We are funded the same way traditional schools are funded. We have the same state-mandated California curriculum. So all of our courses are A through G. They are accepted by four-year universities, and we work with students that may not be getting what they need in a traditional school setting. Some of our students may have mental health challenges, and so they need a smaller classroom environment, more one-on-one interaction, and more time and a safe space to get their work done. We work with students that have adult responsibilities. Some of our students previously dropped out of high school due to issues related to poverty, and so later on in life they want to come back and work on their education, and we help those students get into colleges if that's what they want to do. We also help get them into trade programs so that they can make a living wage and high quality, high salaries. Yeah, so that's pretty much our program.
They are not doing
So, tell me exactly what do you do? No, that was a joke. That was a joke, because she went and told me the whole thing, didn't she? I just stood here and let her go, right? All right, so, yeah, we know you do great work. Why is that so important to you?
It's important to me because African Americans specifically, as well as other people of color, people with disabilities, we have been systematically left out of opportunities to be empowered economically, as well as be empowered in engaged in our democracy. And so making education accessible is a really big part of that. It's really hard to get anything done without a high school diploma, and sometimes a GED program might not be the best route to take, especially if you want to go to college. So it's important to me that we are increasing literacy rate among African Americans and all people of color, and also making sure that we are participating in our elections, participating in the census, and making our voices heard, empowering our youth to be in leadership positions, no matter what they come from, no matter their socioeconomic background, no matter their family's educational background, no matter what might have happened to them in the past. We can do whatever we want as long as we strive for it, and so we just want to make sure that I'm very passionate about empowering people to do that.
You know what?
So if you're ready,
I know this is very, very important, and I love the fact that you're doing it. But I can't help but think that I could give you one word. I don't know what the word is, but one word, and you could give me a half an hour about the one word.
I probably could.
See, you probably could, because she got passion. That's what passion is, right? Passion is able to just put it out there whenever, however, you know? Talk about passion. I did not meet you when we talk about education. I met you when we talk about politics. And so I'm wondering, do you have a passion for politics as well?
I have a passion for making sure that our elected officials actually care and are engaged in conversations with the people that they are supposed to be representing. And so the part of the reason why I met Tracy Stafford is part of my role as a community liaison is to make sure that our students are civically engaged. And so last week I invited candidates from the City Council District 2 race, from the Sacramento mayoral race, from the State Assembly race, and the County Board of Supervisors District 3 race. And I did that to give our students an opportunity to meet with the people that are running, the people that want their vote, so that they can challenge them, ask them questions, and make sure that when they do get into those offices, we can hold them accountable for the things that they told us that the reasons why we told them that we should vote for them.
So here's a question. You know that they say that the best way to fix things is from within. Have you ever considered, would you ever consider perhaps being in the system, looking out rather than out the system looking in?
That's a really good question. The last couple weeks I have started to consider that more and more, just because I feel like it's very important that we have candidates that are accessible to community members. There is no politics, there is no government without the consent of the people. So I'm considering it. Politics is not really my thing. I'm a doer. I'm all about service. And so, sometimes I wonder if I'm better off, working within the system as far as like being in these educational and these nonprofit spaces. But, if the people want me to run, then I will. So, hey, just let me know.
You do know, Mercedes, that one of our presidents started off as a community organizer, not politics. So maybe that is the best way to do it.
Maybe. I do think that some political offices get limited by the way that our system is set up to exist. I feel like Obama, he definitely had a community-oriented background, and once he got into office, he met a lot of challenges. He also got faced with a lot of criticism. So those are things that have kind of like held me back a little bit, because I never want to be in a position where my intentions are questioned or where people question my motivation for things. I'm about the people. I'm about the youth. I'm about people of color. I'm about black people. So yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm going to ask you one last thing, okay? One last thing, and then you tell me one last thing, and then after that, I'm gonna spin the wheel, and you're gonna tell me what color I should be shooting for, okay? But right now, give me one last thing. Go on.
All right, one last thing. My name is Mercedes Parker. If you have a passion for anything, do it. Don't question it. Don't doubt yourself. Just do it. And if you need help, reach out to people around you, because I guarantee you there's somebody in your life that wants to be a resource to you. And if you don't have that person, then reach out to me. Add me on Facebook. My name is Mercedes Parker, and I'm a community liaison with Learn for Life.
Nice. Okay, now, are you ready?
Yes.
What color am I shooting for?
If you get that white Learn for Life space, I'll give you a free water bottle.
Okay, all right. Here we go. Now, you're telling me that out of all this, I'm shooting for that one thing? Okay.
Good.
Here we go.
I don't feel like y'all doing good today, but to prove it, I'm gonna ask everybody to stand up. If you're really doing good, come on, stand up. I have something that I want to give to the crowd, but in order for me to give it out, I need you all to come stand up and come around the center of the table. Come around the center of the stage.
I'll take
if you want to receive what I'm about to give.
Thank you.
Yeah. Don't be shy.
I got a backpack, people, and this is Aaron Boyce for Square Big Podcast with my backpack. Signing off.
Stage. Yeah.
I'm with Larissa Perret, and honestly, I'm not sure if I want to do this interview. I'm not sure, okay, because I like talking. Oh yeah, add it, and him too. Okay, and Brian, okay. Who let him in, right? But we're gonna talk about something that nobody wants to talk about, but yet we should talk about. Because the one thing we all have in common, and that is death.
Yes.
Death. Yeah, I'll say it again. Death. And yet, there are people who die the wrong way, and people who die the right way. Now, the wrong way to die is having your loved ones out there having car washes pictures and barbecues so that they can pay for you to be buried. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want that, right?
No.
So then there is the right way, and that is not to burden your family with your death. And so Larissa and this guy, Brian, okay, is going to talk to you a little bit about that. So, hey guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here at the Black Expo. So, I mean, really, tell us something that we need to know, because, you know, again, black folk, we don't talk about that. So, help us be okay with talking about that.
Yeah, you know, I love what you said, Aaron, about folks not wanting to talk about this, and specifically as it relates to people of color and black folks. Because oftentimes I'll have people say, I don't want to talk about this because that means it's going to happen. But I said, do you play the lottery? Have you ever won the lottery? It works the same way. Just because you talk about it, right? Because we know we used to say death and taxes were the things that are guaranteed, but now taxes are not a guarantee. As we see, billionaires don't pay taxes, but we do know everybody's going to die, whether you got $15 in your pocket or $15 billion in your bank account. And so we provide coverage for families and individuals starting as low as $15 a month. We have a support service at our company that does 100% of the planning. So it really does buy peace of mind for you knowing that your family won't be left with the expense trying to do a car wash, doing a fish fry, doing a GoFundMe. All those things take away your family's dignity, and it prolongs their opportunity to be able to grieve your death and, you know, with some dignity. So we do have opportunities for folks to be able to sit down with us, schedule a time to do a plan with them, and we don't do any medical exams. We offer day one coverage. And I tell folks, if you knew what we had to offer, you would be busting through the nearest.
You know, but honestly, my wife got into it first, and she introduced it to me, and it's just something it's something that we need as black people, as just people of color in general, everything too. And like I said, we're all gonna die, and we just gotta get past that stigma of being scared to talk about it, or because it's gonna happen, and it's best to be prepared and everything, because you don't want your family to be stressed out and worried about it. And like I say, like $15 a month for a plan we have that we can provide, and it provides peace of mind for your family. Everything will be taken care of. Your family have time to mourn, and just be able to, you know, remember and not be, you know, just not have to worry about the pressures and just because it's an emotional time. And they just want to be worried about that and just have a piece of.
So, does your plan just provide the money to find this stuff, or do you help them find it as well? You know, to find final resting places.
That is amazing.
Wait, did I hear you snap?
Yeah,
she just snapped. She just snapped.
I tell people that this industry is so unsexy, yet I get so excited about it because I know it makes a difference in people's lives right now. So the answer to your question is yes. When we sit down with families or individuals, we ask, where are the 3 places that you'd want to get buried? Where are the 3 places where you'd like for your memorial service to be? And then we go to work to find the best rate for you. That's what we do. So that membership that I mentioned earlier, the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society, there are the folks that help with all those, excuse me, Aaron, those are the folks that help with all those arrangements. So yes, we do that as well. I know, it's amazing.
Well, it is amazing, yet I bet you still have trouble people coming to you. So how is it now? I see that you're here, right? Are people coming to your booth, or are they just kind of passing you by?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. And so I do realize that it is a challenging conversation, it's a challenging topic. So we make ourselves available. As folks are walking by, we are stopping and having a conversation and engaging. Because oftentimes it helps to know that you have a local agent, someone that you can trust, someone that looks like you, that helps someone to pull you in. So as long as we've been doing this, as long as I've been sitting eyeball to eyeball, kneecap to kneecap with people, I realize that being able to engage with people makes a huge difference. My clients now become family. They literally become family. I think someone just gave me this bracelet, right? Just being here today, seeing many of my clients walking around saying hi to me, and that's actually because of what we've been able to do at the marketplace. Over there, you know, the 1st and third Saturday of every month at African Marketplace.
At Florence Square.
Yeah, what'd you say?
At Florence Square.
Yeah, at Florence Square. Yeah, at Florence Square. Absolutely. So a lot of the folks who come through there, now we're part of the community, and when they're walking through, they're saying hi. Yesterday we had about 10 people come over who were clients who brought their friends over to get information. So that feels good because that's the highest compliment, right? Is the referral.
Hey, I got something we could do for a fun Saturday night. Let's go and visit Larissa. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I had a great idea, and you don't have to take it. But if you do, I want 10% of it, right? Next time you do one of these events, dress up as the Grim Reaper.
People are already scared to talk about it.
That is not a bad idea.
Okay,
Eric.
you see that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you can have it. You can have it.
You
All
never
right.
know. You know, people will say that to us. They'll say, I'm only in my 40s or my 50s. But guess what? So is Kobe Bryant.
I know.
You had no idea on those other folks on the. You never know.
Yes.
When it's your time, no one gets a schedule when our time happens.
Saturday, Kobe, it's his daughter.
Correct.
13, right?
A baby,
Yeah,
yes.
When that happens, it kind of really speaks to us about the need for these type of things. Let the folk hear how they can contact you, how they can get in touch with you.
You can get in touch with me by calling me directly. My number is 916-670-4496. Again, it's 916-670-4496. Either I or my assistant will be able to connect with you right away. And I typically get back to all my clients within 24 to 48 hours.
And now, here at Square Biz Podcast, we got this thing called One Last Thing. So we want you guys to provide my audience with something. Give us one last thing. Go on.
One last thing in terms of get yourself some peace of mind. I always say, what are the things that keep you up at night? It's not about what the reality show is or how much what you're gonna wear tomorrow, but things that keep you up at night is knowing that your family is protected. So that peace of mind that you're looking for is the peace of mind that we offer.
Fantastic. This is Aaron Boyce with Square Biz Podcast. Signing off. Peace out.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That was very good. In the lobby of the Black Expo, speaking with Nadina Blocks with sickle cell anemia awareness of San Francisco. And people talk about coronavirus and how dangerous that is. Everybody's still so afraid of it. But what they may not know is that in the African American community, we're still dealing with sickle cell anemia, and Nadina here, she's dealt with it on a very personal level. So I wanted to say hi to you.
Hello, how are you?
And say thank you very much for putting it out there.
Sure, no problem. I mean, it's an important topic. My son passed away in 2013, and he had sickle cell anemia. He also had kidney failure and a host of other things, because that's what comes with sickle cell anemia. So we started this organization in 2014 to broaden the awareness and to advocate for quality care and empower through education, because that's what's necessary and that's what's needed. It's unfortunate that the medical professionals don't understand this disease, but that's why we're here, to try to bridge that gap between the patients and the medical professionals.
And I like the vibe. I like the energy. I think I could just stand back and just hand you the mic, and you'd be like right there, which is great. That's great. So what is it that you want the community? Okay, you're here at the Black Expo. What is it that you want this community to know?
I want this community to know that sickle cell anemia awareness of San Francisco exists, and that we are doing everything that we can to reach out to this part of California, because we recognize that there's a host of patients here that are not getting the care that they need. Number one, don't have some organization in place to advocate for them. So that's where we come in.
And can you tell us what are the symptoms that one might look for with sickle cell?
Well, mainly the symptoms are intense pain, fatigue, hydration, that become dehydrated, and they can have small strokes that you don't even know. They call them silent infarcts, but they could have those as well, all the while that they're just going through their regular day. So it's a silent killer disease because it's a debilitating disease that works on the inner organs. So every time that a patient has what they call a pain crisis, it's deteriorating some organs within their system. See, and the pain crisis comes from the clogging of the sickled cells. The cells are shaped this particular way, so when they're flowing through the vessels and the arteries, because they're sticky and thick and hard and rigid, they get stuck in the passages and they keep the circular cells from passing through, carrying the oxygen to the rest of the body. So that's when the pain crisis begins. And they could have pain in their arms, in their legs, in their back, all over their body. I just had a young woman here that said that she grew up in New Orleans and they didn't know what to do about sickle cell. So she stayed at home for the most part and dealt with the pain. Until this day, that's what patients are doing because they realize that when they go into the emergency, because there aren't enough clinics established, when they go into the emergency, there's uneducated professionals there that don't know how to treat them. So they mistreat them, they misunderstand them, they misdiagnose them. This woman told me that they told her she was having growing pains and she was going to grow out of this. She did not find out that she had sickle cell until she was 24 years old.
So now, what should someone do if they even suspect that they or a family member or friend has sickle cell anemia?
They should ask to be tested because newborn screening didn't begin until 1990. So patients that are people that are 29 or 30 years old today have no clue if they have the disease or the trait or anything because, like I said, they just started that newborn screening in 1990. So they need to go in and ask for that test because it's not just a regular blood test. They need to go in and say, because a lot of people mix up anemia with sickle cell anemia. Okay, which is two different diseases, right? Yes. So yeah, they have to ask for that specifically.
And how do they contact you?
They can contact me through my website at www.scaasf.org. They can give me a call. Our email is crisis, that's CRISIS, at scaasf.org.
And so here on the Square Biz podcast, we have something called One Last Thing. So what we want you to do is give us one last thing.
Before you leave, give you one last thing?
One last thing.
Everyone needs to get on board and support this disease. It's unfortunate that the racial element plays a big part in this, but we've got to look beyond that and try and help these people because what they feel is real and they are still dying.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. This is Aaron Boyce with Square Biz Podcast. Peace out.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Now what I want to know is, can I get a recording? Can I get that?
Oh, I can't tell you how excited I am. Whenever I deal with young people, you know I work with young people all the time. So when someone who's 11 years old comes to me, hands this out, and says, hey, check this out. And this is Lit with Layla. And she's doing some fantastic thing when other 11-year-olds are playing with their thumbs, doing one of these things, okay? Which you may still do that, I don't know. But she's also doing this right here. How are you, Miss Layla?
I'm good right now, and I'm lit right now. That's what my whole show is about. I'm just having fun. I like to have fun, and I talk about how kids should be like in school more and not be cutting classes and doing all that stuff, so that you can one day make it too and be like me on TV or whatever you want to do. If you want to be a firefighter, you can be a firefighter. Just whatever you want to do, just keep dreaming and don't stop dreaming about what you want to do.
So now, I'm not going to ask you what school you go to because I don't want people to know that, but I will say what grade are you?
I'm in 6th grade.
6th grade. And do your 6th grade students, know that you're doing this?
No, but I am going to tell them when I go back to school.
Okay. And does your teacher know that you're doing this?
No.
Okay. Do your friends like that? I mean, do they agree with that, or do they think that you're kind of square?
I would say some of them would think I would be kind of square, but I'm actually helping them in the future. If they stay in school, then they'll go to college and do whatever they want to do. So if they just call me square, I mean, I'm actually helping you out and telling you information about how you can go on and do whatever you want to do in your future and just stay lit and fun.
So now, tell me a little bit more about your show. Where does the show take place?
It takes place in Stockton, and it's at home approved. And my mom's friend actually gave me the show to do it on my own, and we just talk about everyday life, like what's going on in your life, your dad left you, your mom's not in your life. So my mom is over here, she's a singer. Make sure you go check out her YouTube, Miss Savina, and hit that like button on her songs, and right there she is.
I am the mother to Layla Iman. I am proud of what she's doing. She's really been active, and she wants to be a leader and a role model in her community. She's already signed with Models Inc. Talent Agency, where she has been, practicing in film, photo shoots, and things like that. So she's really been trying to get her name out there. She's focused on making sure that she can be a role model to children. This girl, she holds over a 4.0 GPA in school. She likes to talk about things that are happening within the community, things that are happening within her personal life, and she feels that she can make a difference if other children can see, hey, this child has been through things, the same things that I've been through, and she's encouraging me to keep my head up and to keep me, to stay in school and to promote wonderful grades. This is what our show is all about. So tune in. I encourage everybody to tune in. It's going to be a wonderful show.
So tell us again, how can we listen to your show?
Go on live i5 Radio and tune in every Saturday. And my Instagram is Lit with Layla.
All right. And on the show we got something called One Last Thing. Okay. So why you do it? One look at the camera, and when you give us one last thing.
Stay lit and have fun, and bye, Lit family.
All right, and that is Aaron Boyce with Square Biz Podcast signing out.
I was thinking about it.
Okay, no, you never got it. I can't compete.
That's right. No, we cannot. We get on next step.
Hello?
Did I take your mic?
You didn't say that when she did it.
You for asking.
No, do not be grabbing my mic. Everybody want to grab my mic, okay? You know what I mean? Have you heard of me before? Aaron Boyce. And
talk about you in general ways, but Aaron's somebody I've known for a long time. For years, I know. He's been.
This is www.live.withnature.com. That's what you meant to say, right? Because you be saying it all fast, like people like, hold on, I can write that down.
I can say it again.
I asked Kenya what was her way to reach people. She go, I walk into them and I go, Flower Square. And people just stop. She goes, well, okay, now that I got you, let's talk.
Square, where culture meets business. Florence Square, where culture meets business.